gotta refresh it again. It doesn't show that you're on. Updated there.
Oh wait, do I have to look you guys up on Instagram?
It doesn't show that you're on.
Oh, we're live. Hey everybody, we are on live. I'm on live. What is going on? We are having let me put purpose session number 5, and we're going to be talking about living life with intention. All right.
Ooh, my candy is
here.
Hey, girl.
Hey, boo.
Oh, there we go. I look blurry a second.
Oh, now you look really clear.
Yes. I had to wipe this primer,
Okay, so we had a great session earlier. We were talking about living with intention, which is so important. Man, like we learned so much, and so we're ready to unpack that with you guys. The first question that we are going to talk about today is, hey, look at that, cute.
Trying to find the one I like. Oh no, this looks like childish.
There's so many. All right, so the first question for tonight is, how does saying no to certain things help you prevent burnout and embrace your purpose? So let me tell you. See, this is why when God tells you to do something, you have to do it. Like, you can't just be taking a nap and just taking a time out. Granted, I have every right now to not be doing this. However, the Holy Spirit pushed me and said to continue these purpose sessions, even though I'm going through what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in addition to that, I have to tell you guys about my thought process this morning. So when I woke up, I'm making breakfast. Me and the Holy Spirit, we be having conversations in my mind. You see what I'm saying? I will speak, and then he'll speak back to me, going back and forth. The conversation today was about the topic of, have you lived and done everything that you know you're supposed to be doing? Like, the reason why this came to my mind was because I just lost a cousin who was 32 years old. And I've also lost a friend when she was just turning 20. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I continue to see people dying at a young age. And every time that happens, it makes you question your purpose. Well, me, I don't know about anybody else, but it makes you question, did I fulfill everything that I was supposed to fulfill? Like, am I doing everything I'm supposed to be doing? Because I don't want to be the one to get to heaven and God be like, well, you didn't do that, so I can't tell you well done. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that has been on my mind. And I was like, yo, I feel like I've been wasting my time. Like Netflix, let me tell you how Netflix is the bomb.com.
Listen, I already know. I finished Avatar this morning. So
did you see? You see what I'm saying? There's so many bomb shows. They got and then they got these shows from they kind of remind you of the 90s in a sense. So it brings you back to childhood. So me and Leonard, we just went in on one of them one night, you know what I'm saying, and just watched it because it made us think of the old days, like sister times, and Martin and all of that.
Right.
It just reminded us of that. And so not that we do that every single day, because my husband is on his business. He's about his business. Mm-hmm. Me, on the other hand, sometimes I get into my little funk, and then I don't do the work that I know I should be doing. There's writing that I should be doing. There's work that I should be doing, and I don't do it. So I guess my question to you guys is, how do you say no to certain things so that you can help yourself, prevent yourself, get to a place where you don't burn out from spirituality, burning out from your purpose? You see what I'm saying? Christianity, how do you keep yourself from being a yes man? Because it's possible.
I have no idea. I would be honest, I don't know, because just like you listen, when I'm in I just need a distraction. I'm tired of everything, which has been the last week or two, probably the last 3 weeks. I don't know. You know what? Since quarantine started, so since March,
Literally.
okay,
I
since
felt
March,
like that was our past.
okay, like I just have been in. Lord, I just need a distraction. I just can't. I don't want to focus on nothing because everything just gives me a headache. It gives me a headache seeing everything that's happening.
Yep.
Dealing with, being stuck in a house or what, I'm not as bad as some people who have to be in the house literally all the time. Like I still go to work at night at least anyway.
Yeah.
But then it's not the same because for me, I travel from two places. I either go to my place or I go to my mom's place to check on her, my sisters, and then I just come back home. And if I'm not working that night, I'm in the house. I'm not going anywhere. So it's kind of like, I don't know. You get a certain amount of time to have recess, and it's annoying. So when I'm in the house and I just want to do something, I'm like, I'm going to just stream something. I'm going to just watch cartoons all day because I don't have to think about what's going on outside.
Yep.
I'm going to just live in this little bubble right now because it's safe.
Yeah. Seriously.
So I'm still trying to figure out, because, there's moments where it's like, all right, God, what we doing today? Let me sit at the desk and write what I need to write. And, so I'll do writing, but then I won't post nothing like I'm supposed to do. Or I'll do, I'll have my prayer time and then, my alarm is going off. I'm like, oh, well, I got to get up and got to do something now. Like, God, we got to hurry up. like, listen, I gotta be honest. Sometimes I be like, sir.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be, especially me, I like to say all the time, I have a short attention span. And Lord knows, I ain't got no patience. I got no patience. So I just be like, all right, it's been 10 minutes. I ain't hear nothing yet. I'll be back.
Well, this is when you're waiting for him to talk back to you, and you waiting, and he not saying nothing.
Yes, and I'm like, all right, you know what? It's not. You know what? But they say sometimes silence is the answer. So if you're telling me to wait even longer, okay, I'll be back.
I cannot. Listen, at least as long as you know, if both of y'all know what's going on, awesome.
Listen, I'm telling you, because I be like, the other day I was just like, Lord, it's been a minute. I know it has. I ain't got no prayers for myself, but I'm just praying for everybody, because you know what? Everybody's just nuts. We just nuts. We all got Stockholm syndrome. It's like they kidnapped us and we don't even know. So I'm just praying for everybody's sanity, because they're out here acting a fool. I'm sorry. Blowing up ATMs makes no sense to me. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Well, we ain't going down that street.
Okay.
We gonna keep on talking. We gonna talk about purpose. We ain't talking about that. Okay.
I mean,
all right. Here's one thing though. I gotta say this. I've been saying for the past 2 weeks, I feel burnt out.
Yep.
And
same, girl, same.
I feel so burnt out I just feel burnt out. I would just put it that way. Man is on here. You hilarious, girl.
Amen.
So no, seriously. So I feel burnt out, and there's moments where I literally don't know how to move forward in what I'm supposed to be doing. And I realized why I am burnt out. I am burnt out because I can't say no.
And
I need somebody to throw something at me.
And you know what's crazy is because
I'm saying yes to everything.
But then when it's the other way around and you're giving advice to other people, you're like, just say no. What are you talking about?
It's easy to tell other people to say no.
Yeah. But then when it's you now, like, I know for me it's hard. I've always known it. It's hard because, for one, like, I'm the oldest, and my dad's not here anymore. So it's like, it's easy to just be like, what do you need? I'll do it. Sure. and then I'll say no, and then I'll call back like, fine, I'll go get it. What do you want? And it's like,
that's real.
Yeah, and no one's gonna get that. Okay, are you really saying no, or are you saying I got a couple more begging to do before you be like, all right, fine?
Wow. So and that goes to the conversation where we were talking about, is your yes a yes, or is your no a no? Like, and I'm gonna go into that in a minute, but I'm looking at this question that says, how does saying no to certain things prevent you from burnout? So that is the question to my issue of burnout. So I'm burnt out. Like I faithfully and consistently do everything that God tells me to do, but this is what's wrong. Every time I'm obedient, I add on more things from my own personal desires, and I do overflow of those things instead of doing them in increments. There's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with YouTube. There's nothing wrong with the news. There's nothing wrong with entertainment, video games, all of the above. Whatever you use to entertain yourself, there's nothing wrong with these things. The problem that I'm seeing right here is that I need to learn how to say I'm done, or I've had enough, or this is too much for me. Like, I have to put a time constraint on, I have to put myself on a schedule.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just like when you're telling yourself to go on a diet in moderation. So nothing is bad,
Exactly.
unless you're doing it for the wrong intentions. Then
you better
bad. But
come on.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're doing something with good intentions, like I used to have this issue with people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't listen to this type of music." Why? That's not my struggle. That's not my issue.
Your vice.
Yeah, that's not my vice. So me listening to this is fine, because I can. It's especially when something is not your vice. It's easy to be like, I'll listen to this for like an hour and I'm done. But then when you have things that are your vice and you don't realize it's a vice, you do it excessively.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Sure.
You do it excessively, or you overcompensate.
Yeah,
to make it seem like it's not your vice, but it really is.
For sure. And that's the thing. Like, and I've done multiple conversations in the Kingdom Room for YouTube on the simple fact that every time I feel like my mind is out of whack, God tells me stop. Like, I'm doing too much of something. And so now I'm starting to realize, because I'm slow spiritually sometimes. Sorry, guys. I'm just being honest. I'm just being $150. Like, sometimes, like, God will literally dangle something in my face, and I'll just be like, huh? And it's right there. You see what I'm saying? So I'm that slow one. And I think that's the thing. Like, he's been trying to prevent me from becoming spiritually burnt out, from exhausting myself and doing too much of other things. That's what burns you out. It's not when you pray too much, because you can never pray too much. Well, right. I'm not gonna say that. You can pray too much. I think you'll get to a point where you're excessive. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing. The Bible says pray without ceasing, right? Meaning you're having a conversation throughout the day.
Yeah.
Prayer throughout the day means you're having a conversation while you're working out with God, or you're washing dishes, or whatever. That's your way of having a conversation of prayer without ceasing. But if you're gonna literally be on your knees 24 hours a day, you're not doing nothing.
That's all I gotta say. Get a knee pad. If that's the case.
That's facts. Something's not right there. Something's not right. So I really have to literally think about my schedule. Like, I need to create one, and then I need to make room, give myself margin and space to do the things that I do like to do. Because God ain't telling you not to do what you like. He's not telling you don't do those things that you don't like.
God is not telling you to be a monk. Because when you're a monk, that means you let go of worldly possessions, but then you find no pleasure in worldly things too. So it's like you're just, I forget what it's called, but it's like you're just doing things to do it because you think you're supposed to not do it.
Right. Be in the world, but not of it.
Right.
Because when you can be in the world means that you can partake and it not consume you, and you become it, and now it has control over you, and now you've lost the spirit of self-control.
Right.
So if you live in this world, you still have to be around people. You still have to interact with people. You still have to interact with entertainment and certain things. You're a human being. So God is just saying, be in it, don't be of it, don't become it.
Mm-hmm.
Be in it, don't become it. There's a balance. There's definitely a balance. Okay, next question. What can you let go of in your past to help you step into your present and your future? That's a deep question. And just a reminder for those who are just joining in, or maybe you don't know what we're talking about. We are talking about Purpose Session 5, which is living your purpose with intentionality. So being intentional about your life. So in that regard, in your past, there's something that you have to let go in order for you to embrace your today and your future. So for me, there's too many things I need to let go of. You know what I'm saying? For me, my biggest thing is, even today, even knowing the gospel, even knowing, you know, because listen, I'm gonna give you a prime example. This is what God told me I need to let go today. This is perfect. So I told you guys, I was like, yo, these past how many years I've been alive, I've been doing some of it. I don't feel like I've been doing all of purpose. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, God must be so upset with me. Like, because I've been wasting my time. Girl. And then I went and I did my Bible study for today, and the Lord led me to read Romans chapter 3. And mind you, I haven't been in Romans for a long time for him to lead me there. So when I read it, it was showing me how don't become that person who's so obsessed with working. Where you're work. You see what I'm saying? And you forget that the work has already been done. Meaning Jesus Christ himself came and he lived and he died. He did the work of salvation that you need to do to save yourself. Right. So you can't do anything to save yourself. Nothing. It's already been done. So God kept telling me, you can't obsess about if you did do this, if you didn't do this, because I've done everything that you need done for you to be in my kingdom. Mm-hmm. He was like, I just need you to live in faith. And faith is important for you to have a relationship with God, right? In your relationship with God, he will speak to you and he will tell you, because faith comes by hearing. Mm-hmm. So you have to hear something from God, whether it's audibly, whether it's through somebody speaking to you, whether it is you reading something and him poking you. You see what I'm saying? God will speak to you and you will be obedient to what he said, right? And that's you living in faith, because we're not living according to the law. The law has already been accomplished and fulfilled by Jesus Christ, right? So he wants us to know, you're going to obey me and do what I tell you to do because you have faith, not because you have to do something, but because you have faith. So he was like, all have fallen short of the glory of God. All have sinned. All are jacked up. Okay. We all are a mess, which is why he came, he lived, he died, and he rose again. So the work that needed to be done for me to make it to see Jesus is done.
It's already done.
The work is done. So why do we feel like in purpose, we need to be doing so much? We feel like we need to be going 12 hours a day, working. We can't even rest.
I think because we associate doing good or doing good work with, that's what we need to get to heaven, not just having faith. Because there's going to be days where you mess up. So you think, oh, because you slipped now, oh, it's done.
And that's it. Girl.
You know, and that's not what he said.
That's not what
God
he's talking
did not
about.
say that.
No.
So if you think, oh,
he knew you was gonna mess up.
Right.
That's why he came.
That. Like, he's not saying your ticket is to, you know, every day I need you to feed 50 people, and you go out and you do 100. Like, like, that's great, but are you doing it from your heart? Yes. It's all about your heart posture. Yep.
For sure. So, like, the subtitle of Romans 3 is God remains faithful. So even when I'm not faithful, God remains faithful. Paul basically says, true, some of them were unfaithful, but just because, and he's talking about the Jews. First, the Jews were entrusted with the whole revelation of God. True, some of them were unfaithful, but just because they were unfaithful, does that mean God will be unfaithful? And when I read that verse, I didn't see the Jews. I didn't see anybody. I saw me. And I said, and I read it and I said, just because Masuka is unfaithful, does that mean that God is unfaithful? Absolutely not. Nope. So if I mess up, if I didn't do something right, if I sinned, and that's not to say, and you can read the whole chapter, it does say, just because God is saying that he's faithful doesn't mean that gives you the warranty to go out here and keep messing up and keep doing whatever you want to do. Because people who purposefully sin, he condemns you. You're the one that's going to HELL. I don't know, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. So God is more focused on, you know, you love me, you know, you have faith in me. So what are you going to do in faith? And you're only supposed to do what I say. So you need to live in faith and not in works. You need to live in faith, because it is all who believe who are going to have salvation, right? So I thought that was really profound, to be able to see sometimes when you're working too much or you feel like you're not doing enough, you need to fall back and realize that God has done enough. He's finished it. He's accomplished it. He started it. He finished it. He came. He done. He came. He saw. He conquered. He done. He chilling on his throne. We ain't got nothing else to do. Except to obey him on a day-to-day basis. Okay. So how do you let your past go? I had to let go of what I didn't do in the past. Because a lot of us, we feel like, well, dang, I'm just now hitting 30 and I'm going back to school. Or it's just now that I'm going back and I'm in my right field and I'm in my right major. Do not feel as though that because you are at a certain age that you are not on time. You are right where God needs you to be. So if you feel as though that it's facts. If you feel as though that you're late, you're not late. God is always on time. So if you are where you are right now, and as we learned tonight, our life is but a vapor. If you still breathing, that means you still have purpose. You still have stuff to do. And it means that you're in the right place at the right time. So don't question yourself wondering whether or not you belong here, because you do. If you're here, this is where God wants you to be. So that's something in my past that I had to let go of, is I'm like, dang, I spent all them years in a wrong major. And God is like, no, I am sovereign. I am faithful. Don't worry about that. I finished the work.
Right.
Did you want to add anything to that? No,
I agree with you, because, you know, a lot of the times especially for me, like, I think one of the things I do need to let go that I'm learning is for one, expectations others had on me, and then expectations I had for myself. And realizing that, okay, yeah, I didn't get to a certain point in my time off of my timeline, but it doesn't mean that, okay, because you didn't make it there, you know, you're all screwed up and you're canceled out. You know, you did not accomplish what you were supposed to accomplish. And you gotta realize that there was a learning experience through all of that. Like, you know, yeah, I didn't, you know, wasn't in the right major, but you know, I got my relationship with God back on track, and I was able to, you know, see where he wanted me and able to, you know, be in this ministry because I was being obedient to him and listening to him, and, you know, meeting the people that I was supposed to be meeting because of him, and just letting him lead me. Not, oh, well, you know, you did this major for, you know, this long, and you was at this school, and it's like that's, you know, that's a little point in your life. Besides everything else that's happened and everything else that's accomplished, everything else that you were able to see,
Yep.
because you were still being obedient, even if that little nugget didn't grow anywhere that you thought it was gonna.
Yeah. And we have to be okay with the fact that in life you're learning lessons.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you become a witness. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what I've learned is I'm okay with every mistake I've ever made. Why? Because of the simple fact that I know I learned, and now I can teach based off of that. So now I can help somebody else. If you get to that place, I have something to help you with. Because
Right.
I strongly don't believe in individuals who don't want to learn, or you think you know everything already and you ain't even gone through nothing.
Right.
I think it's important that we get to a place in our lives where we are okay with the fact that I didn't have it all together back then. And it's okay. I messed up. And be okay with the fact that sometimes God allows you to make a detour or a reroute so that you can help other people.
Yep.
Because how can you be someone who has something to say if you've never been through anything ever? So that's why God allows us to, you know, sometimes we be like, oops, do I go here? Do I go there? Or we go down the wrong path and we see that the wrong path didn't work. God wants us to be independent. You see what I'm saying? It's not like he wants you to get to a place where you have to always ask the teacher for the answers to the test.
Right.
Can you answer the test questions on your own? As long as we say we've been Christians and we've been walking this journey of a Christian life, can you take a test without asking the teacher to help you? That's what God is looking for. And you can't be that type of individual if you don't allow yourself to bump your head sometimes.
Right.
Because it takes a couple of bumping your head and walking to some glass windows before you actually get to the place that you think you're supposed to get to. Next question. Can you identify 2 or 3 things in the past that God is now calling you to let go of? And that would be all of my failures. All of my mess ups. Absolutely. Those are my failures, expectations, like you were saying, and also my inability. So if I feel unqualified, good.
Right.
I'm in a good place if I feel unqualified. So those things I gotta let go of. Do you have any other things that you need to let go of?
I think the same for me, like letting go of mistakes and letting go of, you know, a timeline that I thought, you know, I needed to have, and that I, you know, that is now all checked off. And it's like, if you're gonna live by this tight little bubble, you know, you're not gonna grow. So it's better to let it go and kind of live freely. Because yeah, it's great to have a schedule. It's great to have a guideline, but let it be that. Let it be a guideline, not something that you're strictly following.
Yeah. And when we do write stuff down, we have to be mindful that we wrote it down and we are mortals and God is immortal. He sees before, he sees way ahead, and he sees beyond what we see. So when we write something down, it's maybe. Exactly. Anytime you write or create something, it's a maybe. But when God writes something down, that's the only definite that'll ever come to pass. Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. So they asked us to read that verse for us to realize when you commit your work and whatever you're doing to God, God will make sure that plan comes to pass. But you have to give it to him first. And so I think that was really profound that they shared that with us. List 3 things you love that bear fruit for the kingdom. How can you be more intentional about prioritizing these things in your life? So what are 3 things that you love and they bear fruit for the kingdom? All of them have to do with the kingdom of God. And how can you be, how can you prioritize those things? I'm going to say there's a project, because I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not ready to put that out there, but there's a project that I'm working on, and I've been working on it for years, and I have put it to the wayside, and I even said I was going to do it when I got here, and I have yet to start it again. I also am getting certified in another area of my life. That as well. I ain't been touching that. Okay. And it's important. It's something that's necessary. What else? I'm gonna say everything else I've been doing pretty good at as far as what I know I'm supposed to be doing. But I think those 2 other things that I'm talking about, because there's so much fear attached to it, I don't prioritize it. And I'm a big procrastinator. Big time procrastinator. Where I will let that joint get close to the due date and be like, oh, okay, I gotta do it.
Facts. I'm the same way. And it's horrible. It's so horrible. And then I wait till the last minute and they'll be like, this is the best work I did. Like, it could have been even better if you did it, earlier. I'm just saying. Gosh, I don't know. For me, because like I said, I don't really have a lot of things that
you're passionate about.
I mean, besides reading and writing, yeah, like I love reading and I love writing, and
I think in one area you're working on that now. So,
yeah,
one of them is she got her own project coming up too. So like that's one thing. So there's got to be more. You're in school.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Okay.
Oh dang. Sometimes I feel like I put on the spot. I don't know.
I'll take the 2. If you want to come up with another one, tell me later. Okay. But how can we be more intentional about prioritizing those things in our lives?
I think kind of like what you were saying earlier. If we gotta kind of, to make it a priority, we gotta make it a habit.
Yeah.
And you gotta start it to make it a habit.
Yeah.
And be intentional. Pick a space. Like, I've been very horrible with my writing area. Like, I bought my desk, and then I'm like, oh, I need to get a comfortable chair because I hate the chair that I'm sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
And, so sometimes I won't sit at my desk to do what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'll be all over the place. Because I think sometimes if we make it a habit to be in the space where you're trying to do what you're focusing on to do for God, it's like, it's going to become that habit, that that good habit to do what you're supposed to be doing, and to let whatever it is that you're trying to let Him do flow through you. Mm-hmm. And not saying that it always has to be in that one particular area, because that's not the case, but just by being intentional, like, all right, God, I'm coming to our designated area at our designated time, and I'm trying to do what it is that we need to do. And I suck at that.
Yo, you was talking about having a designated area. I'm at a designated area, and I do nothing in this area but what we're doing right now. Like, every time we have Bible study, this is where I sit. But when it comes to my work, and you see, it is the cutest little desk area you could imagine that of having, but I don't seem to be prioritizing the work that's necessary to be done, and work, it needs to be happening in a workspace.
Yep.
So
that's exactly what my problem is.
Yeah.
Like right
I
now,
remember when I had my first apartment and I was like, oh, when I get my apartment, I'm gonna make an office, and in my office, I'm gonna be working hard. So I create this office. I go out of my way to make it look nice. Being honest, I never used the office. Never. I brought my laptop to my bed every time.
Yep.
Every time. So it was just like purposeless for me to say I'm gonna create an area because the area doesn't work. So I guess what I need to do to make to be passionate about my purpose is for me to schedule it like I schedule everything else. So for me, I need to I need to have a planner. I need to write what I'm doing in the planner. Whether I'm writing 10 pages for my paper, I need to write down that I'm getting 10 pages in. And I need to have a timer on my phone.
Yes, that right there.
Timers on your phone will help you so much to accomplish the things that you need to get done. Like for instance, somebody asked me to do something for them on Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Saturday, and I put it on the alert. And every time, but this is the bad part, every time it comes up, I'm like, this is not a good time, so I gotta hit remind me tomorrow or remind me in an hour. And every time I keep clicking it, like snooze. So I need help. See, this is why I'm gonna talk. That's when I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna ask my therapist, how do I get my work done? Because I don't know.
Listen, but you're not alone, okay? Shoot, I need to find my therapist because the one I had, I didn't really like her. She ain't talk. So y'all already know. I think I said this before. Like I got commitment issues, so I can't commit to one person for help.
And that's right.
You know,
can always switch.
Like they just be, I don't know. So
you can always switch. It's not guaranteed for you to have to.
I'm just like, you know what? I don't know. I was like, Lord, when it's the right person, you'll let me know, because right now I don't like nobody.
Yeah, listen, no rush on that. All right, so we talked about that. We're for the prioritizing, guys, we're gonna have to get back to y'all about that because we suck at that. Like, we're being honest, we're not really good at prioritizing. Like, we're good at prioritize. I'm good at prioritizing my prayer time. I'm good at prioritizing like things that are due immediately, like quickly, but things that are long term, those are the things that I struggle with prioritizing.
Things that could get done easily, I hurry up and do it so I can like, all right,
get it out the way. Oh, the Holy Spirit just reminded me. In the video, she said, Lisa said to do a to-do list and leave it on your desk. And that's what I used to do at my other job.
One, then that makes sense.
Like a physical paper one. Because she said she would use Post-it notes and then put them on her car or mirror or whatever. I ain't doing all that. But I think what I need to do is have a physical to-do list like this and write stuff down and then check it off after I get it done.
Like, I have a cork board. Sorry, y'all. Like, I have a cork board where I was like, oh, I'm gonna put stuff on there to do. Y'all see, there's only 3 things up there. Only 3 things. Like,
yeah. Like, I just recently put a calendar in my kitchen, so because of this is how bad it is. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, God help us with that. We need
my
that.
calendar in my kitchen, like, that works because I'm always in the kitchen, whether I'm grabbing something to drink or what. I look at it and I'll cross it off, or I put a line like, all right, you know, this is coming up. And I mostly do it for things that are due, like financially due. So like a bill, or, you know, I had to pay something back. Like, I do that and have those down pat where I can say that, you know, I'm above water right now. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But everything else is like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Facts. That's our life. We'll be all right. We'll get there one day. All right. So next question is, Lisa talked about using sticky notes. That's so funny. And a calendar to create order in her life. So we just talked about that. What tools are you using to create order in your day? could you use some new tools to strategize and to better organize your time? So we already answered that question. Number 6 is what replenishes you? What ain't that something? I asked the Lord this week. I said, Lord, this week is the week of replenish, and that's what I need. And now look at him talking to me. Okay, what is something that replenishes you? For me, quiet time is absolutely necessary for every single day of my life. I need to hear God speak to me. I need to tell him who I am. I need to tell me what we're doing, where we're going, how we're functioning, what is it that we're like, what's going on in our life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I need from God. Like, I need to hear him. I need to know he's with me. So that's my number one replenishing thing. What else do I like? I would have to say I like summers, so I would do things outside, like walking and, riding my bike. Things like that replenishes me. So I need to start doing those things now that it's warm because I haven't been doing them. But I can't think of anything else.
For me, well, I'm the opposite. I don't like summer. I despise the heat. The only thing I like is swimming.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned how to swim when I was 4, I think. 4? One of them. So I'm a fish in water, but I don't like heat. So I like spring and fall.
Okay.
Because it's it's in the 50s, 60s. I could do that. Give me a light little jacket or a little sweater, whatever. I'm cool. Punishes me though. I like taking pictures. I haven't done it in a minute because quarantine.
But you can go outside by yourself, and I don't
prioritize that because I work overnight. I get home, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm asleep. So the thing right now for me, like, I probably would start that back up, especially since they're slowly opening up the city. I'll probably start doing taking pictures and what else? Writing, definitely writing. Whether it's me just writing how I'm feeling that day, and writing it out. Whether it's like I'm writing it to God as a prayer, like, Lord, this. I just need to let it all out. Hey, Sebastian, happy Sabbath. Or just writing a regular poem, and whether it's just again how I'm feeling or how I feel, because I think I'm also empathetic to other people. So sometimes I'll have poems that are dedicated to someone else because that's how they were feeling when they were talking to me, and I just write it down. And then reading, I just when I'm reading, I'm in a whole nother world.
I've come to enjoy that. When I get books that I'm interested in, it definitely zones you out and it helps you to relax. Yeah. So I'm with you on that.
I love it. It's like, and then you can see, I have an issue when I read books that are movies though, because I don't ever, depends. It really depends, because sometimes you watch the movie and the book now is disappointing, or you watch the movie and the book is like, okay, they touched everything. Because when you're reading something, it's your imagination. You get to picture it how it is and see and do all this. And then when you're seeing someone else's imagination, sometimes it doesn't compare.
It ruins it for you.
So I try to stay away from books that are movies for the most part. Okay. But and then
those are good ideas though.
Yeah.
Those are really good ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, and what else replenishes me lately is working out. Working out.
Me too.
Definitely, like,
starting to like it now.
Right. It's like a whole nother wind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to conquer the world after a workout. So that's why I like doing it. So
I never, because I always, not that I viewed it negatively. I just, like, we spoke about this before. Like, for one, I hate working out by myself, because when you're working out with someone, especially when you're working out with someone that's, you're working out with, that's your friend, your partner, like, y'all push each other to keep going.
It is
bomb. You're working out by yourself, it's like, 20 reps, I'll do 3.
Yo. working out alone sometimes be hard for
so
us.
it's like, you know, so.
But now we've been doing it long enough to the point where we're like, we got goals, we got stuff we need to be doing.
Exactly, you know,
and we want to be healthy. So,
and sometimes I still work out with people, you know, now, but it's not as how like when I worked out with you, and it's like different.
Yeah.
But I get that. All right, I see them going, I gotta keep going too. I'm gonna just do it. So it's.
Yeah, it does take dedication to do it by yourself.
It does.
Real Sebastian. It is no
dedication
joke.
And motivation, because
yes, discipline, okay, and consistency. Because if you miss 1 week, that 1 week that you missed, you're gonna be like, I don't know if I want to come back. I don't know. But if you like consistently show up every week, you'll more than likely go back and try it again. So even if I get one workout in a week, I'm satisfied, because I know, like, you know what else motivates me? It's gonna sound funny, because when you strength train, if you don't strength train and you start up again, your muscles are gonna be sore, and then you can't walk and all that stuff.
Hurting.
I can't deal with that. I don't like having to get in my car and I'm struggling like an old person. That's not where it's at. I can't.
And Epsom salt does not always help. Okay.
No. And who got time to be in the bath that long? But you know what? Speaking of baths, that's something else that replenishes me. When I turn the lights off, light a candle, and I'm in the bath.
That's self-care day, man.
Listen, you play some nice, relaxing, some type of music, and you just zone. And lock the door so nobody can come in, okay? That's necessary. So, yeah, we were talking about what replenishes you, because this is important for you to accomplish your purpose. For you to accomplish your purpose, you have to be intentional and saying yes. We got to talk about that, Stephanie. Now that I'm saying that, they were saying within the video that let your yes mean yes, and let your no mean no. And in addition to that, they were saying that we have to learn to stop being nice and start being kind. Because sometimes being nice is you saying yes to somebody when you really want to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they said let your yes be yes and your no be no, how do you feel about that? And how do you think that affects purpose?
I think it's something that has to be done in practice, because when you're someone that's always saying yes, even when you really mean no, it's hard to transition that I'm saying no, but I'm not being mean about it. You know, I'm placing that boundary and letting you know right now I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I'm sorry. And someone that is for you is going to be able to understand that.
Yep.
You know, and that's the thing a lot of us need to understand. It's, if you say no, that doesn't mean someone's going to hate you. Now, if they do, well, that person was never for you. Yeah. That person was always, you know, out for a handout or something. Like, that person didn't care about your feelings. You know? And I think sometimes we say yes because we feel as if by saying yes, we control the situation. And it's like, being able to have control, still, you can still say no.
Yes, Sebastian, when you have boundaries, it protects all sides, for sure. I'm reading a book right now. I want to share it with you guys. It is called Nice: Why We Love to Be Liked and How God Calls Us to More. It's the author is Sharon Hode Miller. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, but it is an amazing book. I've been reading it because there is a difference between nice and being kind. When someone is being nice, that is someone who's being manipulative to get what they want out of a certain circumstance. Okay, y'all understand what I'm saying? Yes, there's circumstance. I can't talk today. So when somebody is being nice, they have their own agenda, and they're also serving their ego, which is something that a lot of us do, where you want to make yourself look good, or you want to be placed on a platform, or you feel as though that you'll achieve a certain goal in life, and you're not doing it out of obedience. You're doing it out of self-satisfaction and people pleasing, which is the number one reason why people are nice and not kind. You are circumstantially living to please others instead of pleasing God. And so when you're being kind, you're able to tell somebody no out of obedience, because you know that God's told me to do this and you're telling me to do something else. So if I say yes to you, I'm being disobedient. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So kindness is more about being obedient to God and having reverence to God above all, and then serving yourself and doing what is better for yourself, but not in a place of self-satisfaction, but in a place of self-preservation to protect yourself. So it's a really great book. I recommend it to anybody and everybody, because it helps you. I'm somebody who's suffered from that, where I felt like I had to say yes to everybody. It's just how I felt. And it's as I got older, I realized that I cannot say yes to everybody. I need to listen to what my spirit, what God is trying to tell me, and then I can respond to you. So sometimes you can't always be quick when somebody asks you to go somewhere or do something. You can tell them, that's really nice. Thank you for considering me. I'll get back to you. So you can make a calculated decision versus you just hearing an opportunity that sounds nice and you're saying, yes, I'll do it. And that's something that I was not doing. I just would hear, can you do this? And I'd be like, oh, sure, whatever. Let's, I'm here to help. Right. And the God doesn't like that. He wants me to go back to my prayer closet and ask him, is this what you want me to do? And in some occasions in your prayer life, God has already told you what you should be doing. So if somebody comes to you with a different agenda, you can easily say no with kindness. So that's the difference, Sebastian. I hope that helped. It's really important that we start saying, and then another thing, be a person of your word. So when you do say yes to somebody, make sure your yes is a true yes. That's what God has been putting on my spirit and in my heart too, because there's moments where I want to back out of my yeses. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it above 50. We all want to take our yes back sometimes. And God is like, you cannot be the type of person that says yes for 5 minutes and then you were like, no, never mind. You can't be that person. And then Sebastian says, stewarding relationships takes skill and practice. Yes, this helps. Okay, perfect. Thank God. Because I'm not that great of an explainer. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of self-reflection and a lot of taking time to hear yourself, get to know who you are, for you to get to a place where you know if you're being nice or kind. Because nice is so deceptive. Oh, it's so deceptive. Yep. And it hurts you and it hurts other people and you don't even know it. Just because you was trying to be nice. So kindness protects people and it has boundaries. That's what I've learned about kindness. The spirit of kindness, which is the fruit of a spirit. Galatians 5. Check it out. So yeah. Did we answer that question? Yeah. All right. Oh, here's a good example. This is our last question, by the way. How can you say no with love? Brainstorm 2 or 3 sentences you could use to turn someone down. So we're role playing. Come on, Steph. Chop, chop. Let's do this. Yeah, she like, what? Sure. So, all right. So you go first. I'm going to be somebody who asks you something, right? I'm like, can you watch my dog for the weekend? but you know you already had something going on. Okay? All right. Ready and action. Stephanie, girl, I don't know what happened, but I just need you to watch my dog. You know, I just need a break. Can you watch him this weekend?
I'm so sorry. I cannot watch your dog this weekend. I already made plans, but I do know a number to a doggy daycare.
Oh, girl, give me that number, boo.
I got you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a good example. I love how you gave an alternative.
Yeah.
Girl. And boo.
Thank you. You know.
My Pathfinder clap.
Okay.
But yes, that is a perfect way to say no. This is going to be a struggle for me. Okay? So go ahead.
Dang, all right.
This is going to be a struggle for me to say no. I can feel it already.
Dang, I'm trying to think of something good.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. Me too. You know, I need a place to stay, and I don't feel like spending money for no hotel. Can I stay at your house?
Ooh, child, let me tell you how I need some time before I answer you, because, you know, I'm married now and I can't just, you know, not talk with my husband about these things. So let me get back to you.
Okay.
After we have a discussion and see if we have room, because, you know, we don't live in a big house. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me some time. We'll get back to you. And we'll see. And if I can't do it, I'll see if I know somebody else who can. Okay. All right. How did I do?
I was about to be a jerk, like, well, you can't say yes. Why want to be extra?
Sebastian, how did I do? Who else is on here? How did I do, guys? I felt like I sucked. It was hard.
I know. That one is
that
hard.
was really hard, because that's a good one. Like, I've been asked that before, and like, depending on the individual, I'd be like, yeah, sure, but you can't just say yes to that every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, Van gave me a thumbs up.
Yes, Van.
Thanks, girl. But yeah, I felt so
like you was like, yeah, you can come. I saw it on your face.
I'm like, but she need a place to stay. He said it went smooth. Just have to give a solution. Yes, you do have to give them something else. Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure.
I mean, I think if you can't, you'll find some place for them to go.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good solution.
Yeah.
But again, doing a role play is easy, you know, and
in
to
real
me too,
life,
it's always like for me. It depends who asks me. I think it depends. You know, when it's like when you are, because again, I said, like, I'm the oldest, so, you know, when I think of like my siblings or mom,
we have 1 minute left.
I'm so quick to be like, yeah, okay, you know, it's fine, I'll do it, because, you know, like I could do it, but I will find a way to do it because, like, those are my siblings, this is my mom. Yeah. But then for other people, you can give boundaries on other people when they're not that attached to you.
Yeah.
I think it's like really easy. But once that person is like, you know, you've engulfed them, or you feel as if you're responsible for them, it's like, okay, fine, even if you don't want to.